Many friends and partners keep asking what is going on in China these days. Today I am gonna talk about a convoluted topic which will likely drive the agendas in China for the years to come. Inequality. More specifically, we will discuss the history and cause of inequality in China. Why is Beijing concerned about it? What is the ultimate goal of Beijing's famous concept of common prosperity? And my takes on what are the best ways to get there. Income and wealth inequality is a prevalent issue not only in China but among most of the developed countries. Global inequality has been worsening for decades thanks to ultra-easy monetary policies and increasing globalization. Currently there are still 600 million people in China with monthly income lower than 1,000 yuan, can you imagine? Inequality in China followed quite a similar journey as most of the developed economies. It starts to emerge in 1999 when Beijing lifted most restrictions on mortgage borrowing, accelerated in 2008 when the global financial crisis hit, and got exacerbated during the pandemic. As an export-oriented economy back in 2008, China got crushed by the financial crisis. To stimulate growth, Beijing and local governments funded excessive infrastructure projects with monetary easing and money printing which lasted for years. These further accelerated the rise of property prices and deepened inequality. In addition, the ongoing pandemic induced more monetary easing globally and impacted the lower income group disproportionately in China, especially the migrant rural workers, many of whom were forced back home. So why would Beijing care at all? There are two major ways of tackling inequality. Many relatively underdeveloped countries suppress the issue with the use of religions, while the democratic countries deflect the inequality rhetoric through political party rotations. Unfortunately, China doesn't have the tools for either of these. Thus, I believe the lasting inequality issue in China will lead to social and political instability if not effectively addressed, based on what we saw through human history. As such, I think tackling the inequality issue and achieving common prosperity would be the top focus of Beijing for the many years to come. This is evident in recent major policy developments in China, including the high-profile crackdowns on private education companies, property prices, internet giants, gaming, celebrities, and tax evasions. In terms of the ultimate goal of common prosperity, I do not think it's centered on taxing or demotivating the rich, but rather increasing the absolute income and wealth levels of the bottom groups. In short, the goal is simply to transition the social structure in China from currently a pyramid to a football, forging a strong middle class. Regarding how to achieve the goal, the easiest way is to print money and directly give it to the poor, just like what the US is doing right now. But unfortunately, China does not have the luxury reserve currency status like the US dollars in order to pass the burden to the rest of the world, so this is not a valid sustainable option for China. Therefore, I think the key is to create channels and momentums for the bottom groups to secure more value-adding jobs and compound their wealth in a systematic and sustainable way. One of the most logical long-term solutions is pursuing industrial upgrade while improving the education and training of the bottom labor force. However, it requires building new high-end production capability and capacity from scratch, and revamping the entire education system, which is quite challenging and will take a while, especially under the suppression from the US. It also has and will cause more near-term pains to the bottom groups as China is actively getting rid of the low-end manufacturing industries. One thing China can do to tackle inequality is to increase the number of high-end jobs, by restricting working hours of existing employees, just like the Roosevelt era in the US back in the Great Depression. In fact, it seems China is already trying this as companies like ByteDance recently announced to end the 9-9-6 culture. I believe this will come with a meaningful dent on productivity, thus I do not think this is a sustainable solution. Personally, I think the best way is to establish professional institutions who dedicate to help the bottom groups effectively invest their wealth into rewarding areas like industrial upgrade. By doing this, I believe we can compound the wealth and even income of the bottom groups in a self-reinforcing way. Therefore, this is what the Lube team is committed to achieve in China. Again, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.